BP Gurús y The Service Desk Institute presentan SDI 24 MX, el evento líder en Latinoamérica de la industria de gestión de servicios de TI y Service Desk. SDI 24 MX es traído a ti por SDI 24 MX, transformando la industria de TI. David Wright es un líder galardonado con 20 años de experiencia en Contact Center, Service Desk, Outsourcing y servicios administrados. Su rol en The Service Desk Institute es crear, descubrir, desarrollar y seleccionar valor para el SDI y su comunidad global. Apasionado por el Service Desk, el poder del trabajo en equipo y la búsqueda de la excelencia en el servicio, su misión es defender la comunidad de servicios y soporte de TI, compartir sus historias, desafiar las percepciones e inspirar a los Service Desk a ser brillantes.
Hi, everybody. My name is David Wright, and I'm from Service Desk Institute. And as with every year when you do this, it's really great to be part of another SDIMX conference. Brilliant. And to be with the Latin American community, which I will be at the end of this week when you see this, which I'm looking forward to. So with Mauricio and Yasmin, Ariana, and the rest of the BP Gurus team who do such a brilliant job supporting the Latin American community. So it's great to be back. This presentation is based on SDI research that we ran in conjunction with Manage Engine earlier in 2024. It's a century later, in 2024, which covers a comprehensive examination of AI's impact on IT service management right now. And that focuses on both the opportunities and the challenges that presents. And I think as the journey gets ever deeper into the digital age, I think IT service management finds itself at a very critical juncture shaped by the rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and the promise of AI defining how we work and live. So this research explores the evolving landscape of IT service management in the context of AI-driven innovations, assessing how these technologies are reshaping service delivery and how organizations are coming to terms with the changes that AI will bring. And the objective of the research is to provide IT professionals, people like you, and organization leaders, people like you, with insights and analysis and actionable recommendations on leveraging AI to enhance effectiveness and efficiency, as well as understanding the broader implications of AI integration. Now, there is a lot of data. There's an awful lot of data in this presentation. We haven't got a time really to go through all the findings, but you will find, using that QR code, the report, which includes all the analysis, all the data, the actionable recommendations as well. So you can freely download that and hopefully get even more value out of some of the data. Okay, so we're going to start then with awareness. And this section of the research, it delves into the current awareness and understanding of AI within IT service management. So we wanted to know how people perceived and prioritize AI technologies and how these technologies are anticipated to influence their future operational capabilities. We first asked our respondents how they rate their understanding of a number of key aspects in AI, including the fundamental AI concepts and terminologies, generative AI technologies and their capabilities, the ethical implications of AI in practice, risk, big one, risks and security measures in AI implementation, the integration of AI with existing IT infrastructure, and the compliance and legal considerations for AI. And to make it clearer which of these aspects fared the best, we added a weighted average to each of these. And you can see You can see that there. You can see those weighted averages on each of those. And the results show that most of our respondents have at least an adequate understanding of basic AI concepts and terminologies. That's good. It suggests that there's some kind of foundational readiness there in the people who took part in the survey. But the understanding levels drop when it comes to more specialized areas. And we're talking there about risk and security, AI integration, the integration of AI, the compliance and legal considerations as well. And I think we'd expect that probably because those areas require more specific knowledge and practical experience, which if you look at our cohort, the people who entered the survey, which appears to be lacking in this group. And in the report, you'll see the demographics. It's a very wide demographic group, so it's a mixed group. And I think it's apparent, I think, you can see that the gaps in understanding suggests that there is, I think, a need, and you'll see this through the data, a need for targeted educational programs, training, for skilling, for reskilling, for upskilling. And given here the moderate understanding of AI's ethical implications, we also need to consider how to navigate the ethical landscape in AI to mitigate risks and align with broader social and corporate governance that we'd expect to see. I think we'd expect to see that develop at pace now in the next 12 to 18 months. So yeah, interesting to see those key aspects split out and to identify where the gaps in knowledge and practical experience exist. And I think as an industry and certainly as an institute, we probably need to do more of this kind of analysis, ongoing analysis to help to shape, because things are happening very quickly, to help to shape what organizations need to focus on when they look at skills proofing today's workforce, which is obviously very, very important. Next, we wanted to understand how our respondents rate their current understanding and the use of generative AI tools, things like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Copilots, those types of things, those types of models. So we asked our respondents how they rated their current understanding of generative AI tools, and the survey data indicates that a large proportion of professionals, of service management professionals, 45% of our respondents have only a basic understanding of generative AI tools, which perhaps maybe suggests that while many of our respondents are aware of these tools and perhaps understand their basic functions, deeper knowledge about leveraging these tools effectively may be lacking. So you can see there that this 37% said that they have an intermediate understanding, and 8% of respondents said that they have no understanding at all. And this sort of current lack maybe of familiarity could be seen as a missed opportunity for organizations to capitalize on Gen AI advancements. It could also suggest a barrier to innovation within IT service management. And without a good understanding of what Gen AI can do, professionals like you and me may struggle to think innovatively about how to integrate these tools into their day-to-day workflows, how to improve, or how to create new services and solutions that could provide them with competitive advantages. We also asked how often our respondents use Gen AI tools. And the data shows a broad spectrum of usage patterns ranging from daily to never, indicating, again, varied levels of adoption across the industry. 22%, you can see there, 22% of respondents said they utilize Gen AI tools daily. I'm one of those, definitely, daily. 31% said weekly. And a significant number, a total of 32%, a combination of the red and the orange there, said rarely or not at all. So this spread reflects different levels of Gen AI adoption and possibly different perceptions of Gen AI's utility in IT service management. And the limited number there of respondents who use these tools on a daily basis, that's 22%, suggests that Gen AI hasn't yet become a standard tool within your typical ITSM professional's toolkit, which may point to its underutilization generally. The data potentially also suggests that there's a gap has developed between the people who already incorporate Gen AI into their working week and the people who don't. The data also suggests that for some organizations, increasing generative AI adoption could lead to gains in productivity already seen in other organizations. So some organizations may be ahead simply because people are using it in their day-to-day more effectively than other people. And focusing on productivity, finally here, we asked if the use of GenAI tools has had significant impact, significantly increased the people who use their productivity. 50%, that's a 17% who strongly agreed there, and a 33% who agreed said that GenAI had significantly improved their productivity. We can potentially attribute that kind of productivity to getting work done quicker, or the acceleration of task completion, along with the way that this kind of technology amplifies an individual's capabilities by using things like generative AI agents as well. But despite, I think, that positive outlook, some professionals remain neutral or uncertain about the productivity benefits of GenAI. This potentially suggests, I think, that the impact of AI tools may not universally be understood or experienced in the same way across different business environments, or indeed from one organization to another. And that has a massive impact really on how quickly organizations can move forward and be, leaders in their industry. So I think it's about 50-50 when it comes down to the perception of productivity improvements, which might stem from how these AI tools are integrated into existing workflows. And of course, poor integration can lead to the limited effectiveness of AI tools, and as with all other tools as well, and diminish the potential impact on productivity. That lack of understanding of how to fully leverage GenAI capabilities could lead, again, to its underutilization, which in turn affects the perception or the perceived impact of productivity. So again, I think this highlights the need for better education, definitely, and training regarding the operational use of GenAI tools in IT. Good, so that's the first section. Next, we wanted to have a little look at adoption, which looks at the current landscape of AI adoption within ITSM, exploring how organizations are integrating AI to enhance their service management capabilities. We initially wanted to understand what stage of AI adoption our respondents are right now. And the majority of respondents, 48%, said that their organizations are researching AI possibilities, and 23% said that they're conducting pilot projects. So overall, that's 71% in total that are either researching or piloting. Fewer respondents said that AI has been partially or fully integrated into support operations. You can see there 17% who said that they have partially implemented at that sort of partially implemented stage, and 4% who said that they were fully integrated. And that limited number of early adopters, the partials, and specifically, I think, the fully integrated there, that early limited numbers of adopters that have fully integrated all that into the support environment may suggest potential caution or challenges for the majority of organizations when they do move, or when moving from pilot testing to broader implementation. And that step from pilot project to full-scale integration appears to be significant, potentially due to things like, technological barriers, skills barriers, financial, cultural barriers within organization. I think this highlights the need for tailored strategies that can address specific organizational challenges and leverage AI's potential more effectively in some of those organizations as they get there. It could simply also be that it's just too early for the many, which is good really from a research perspective, because this data gives us a really decent benchmark for future research. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how quickly this balance, all this data and this balance, changes over the coming months as organizations strive to embrace and integrate AI in earnest. And when it comes to the top factors that drive the adoption of AI, and this was a multi-choice question, 81% of respondents said cost reduction and streamlining processes are the primary drivers for AI adoption. And that suggests a strong focus on using AI to streamline operations, to reduce overheads, which is an obvious one, and increase overall operational efficiency. Innovation, you can see that innovation and scalability are also highlighted as critical factors there with 67%. And that itself could indicate that organizations are looking at AI not just for the immediate benefits, but also for its potential to facilitate growth and how to adapt to changing demands as well. And next, in this section, let's look at which AI-powered technologies our respondents currently use in their service operations. And as you can see there, we offered quite a range to choose from. And taking into account, this is a multi-choice question. Again, technologies like virtual assistants, assisted knowledge management, and assisted self-service, they fared relatively well, with over 30% of respondents utilizing some form of technologies. And that suggests that their focus is on enhancing user experience, a big one, obviously, developing a self-serving culture, which we've seen develop itself over the last sort of 2, 3 to 5 years. There's definitely a push strategically for that, and improving operational efficiency, that ongoing thing too. And interestingly, you can see there in red, 26% of respondents said that they don't use any of these, any AI-powered technologies in their service operations at the minute. And when it comes to the challenges faced when adopting AI in service operations, here are the top 4 challenges that our respondents said. The largest challenge, you can see there, again, we've seen this through some of the data. The largest challenge is seen as the lack of skills and expertise. Again, suggests that the current workforces in organizations may not be adequately prepared to leverage AI technology. So the speed of the technology is happening, but people, skill-wise, in organizations may not be ready fully for that. Second, we see that financial limitations are also a concern, and that may indicate that despite the potential benefits of AI, the cost of implementation may be prohibitive for some organizations. And also the absence of a clear AI strategy and concerns about security and privacy, potentially highlighting gaps in both strategic planning and the operational execution related to AI integration. And finally, in this section, what kind of impact is AI having on customer experience? Almost 80% of respondents said that up to 20% of end user support interactions are currently handled by AI. So 20%. So a limited percentage of interactions are currently handled by AI. And again, that suggests maybe that organizations are still evaluating the technology, its impact, its scalability. And that also, if you remember, that also ties into some of the data that we saw earlier about the bulk of respondents in a researching phase. And when we asked how the use of AI in IT support has impacted on end user experience, a total of 71% of the respondents who have implemented AI in IT support said that the use of AI has improved end user satisfaction. So the people who are using it, not the people who are not using it, the people who are using it, a total of 71% of those said that it's improved end user satisfaction. And of those, 18% said that AI has significantly improved end user satisfaction. And 24% said that it was a little bit too early yet to tell whether it's having that kind of impact. So again, I think those are, they're quite a positive result so early, in the sort of movement, in the AI movement, I suppose. And finally, a total of 81% of respondents agreed that AI technologies will have a positive impact on end user satisfaction, which again is positive. You can see there 49% who agree and 32% who strongly agree. However, a total of 90% respondents are more skeptical about AI's impact on end users' satisfaction. And this skepticism might be related to concerns over AI's ability to handle complex user interactions with the same nuances, the same empathy as human agents may be. I think we all recognize, we all know that there are concerns about AI's ability to handle nuanced interactions, maintain personalization, and manage user data sensitively as well, which may be slowing wider implementation. There's also the strategic decisions about AI deployment to consider as well, the benefits of improved efficiency and cost savings against the risk of depersonalizing the service experience and potentially, the errors in automated responses, which also has the potential to affect the pace and extent of AI adoption in a support environment. And I think the people I've spoken to, many people consider that the challenge of AI in IT support lies in leveraging the technology to automate and streamline. Brilliant. But without sacrificing the personal touch that is absolutely critical from a customer experience perspective, balancing that in a service operation effectively. Good. Okay, so next we wanted to talk about risk, or look at risk, and how well our respondents perceive their organization's understanding of risk and their own understanding of risk associated with AI implementation in service operations. So we initially asked our respondents if they thought their organizations understand the risks associated with AI. And 65% of our respondents, there's 21% who strongly agreed and 44% who agreed, said that their organizations understand the risks associated with AI, which I think, very positive outlook. However, a smaller group there's 35%, are not so confident. And I think that indicates potential gaps in risk awareness and management strategies. We saw some of that again earlier in the awareness data. This data could point to some organizations not fully recognizing or addressing the complexities or potential pitfalls associated with AI implementation, including issues of data privacy, security breaches, ethical concerns, and the unintended consequences of AI actions. And as AI technologies become increasingly integrated into service operations, understanding and managing the associated risks becomes more and more and more important. And these include not only the technical and security risks, but also the ethical and regulatory risks that could impact on organizational brand reputation as well as service operations. So there's an awful lot to win, and there's an awful lot to lose as well in this transition. And when we ask our respondents if they themselves think they understand the risks associated with AI, a total of 71% of respondents, that's 14% who strongly agreed and 57% who agreed, said they think they have a good understanding of the risks associated with AI, which again, I think is a very positive result. And also we see there that 29% are less certain, suggesting differences maybe in education, exposure, and perhaps maturity of AI implementation within their organizations. And the level of understanding of AI risk could also correlate with how extensively AI has been integrated into organizational service management processes. Why? Well, because organizations who are further along their AI journey are likely to have better informed staff, which is a big one, absolutely big one. We also have to take into account the level of our respondents' perceived understanding of associated risk, as well as there's no direct benchmark here, so they could think they are, but they may not be. So there isn't anything really to gauge about, but it's still a very interesting number, I think. And I think it's fair to say that the understanding of AI risk, including data privacy, decision, transparency, security, vulnerabilities, and ethical concerns, are all super important, crucial for safely leveraging AI technologies, because insufficient knowledge can lead to breaches, it can lead to misuse, and other failures that will make organizations vulnerable. So definitely, I think, a need for more standardized being the key word, standardized risk education and training that can bridge knowledge gaps across the industry. And I'm just going to have a quick slurp of coffee, if you don't mind. It's better. And finally, we wanted to know how well prepared our respondents' information security management operations are in relation to handling the challenges posed by AI integration. A total of 41% of respondents, that's 15% who strongly agreed and 26% who agreed, are very confident in their organization's ability to manage security issues related to AI, while others acknowledge gaps in their preparedness. And the data highlights potential differences in security infrastructure and strategic planning. And for those less prepared, the lack of readiness, well, that could expose organizations to heightened risks, including data breaches, unauthorized access, and the misuse of AI, which again could have severe implications operationally, in the integrity of the operations and compliance too. And as AI technologies are increasingly employed in ITSM, ensuring that information security frameworks are equipped to handle these new technologies, again, is super important, absolutely crucial. That includes safeguarding against conventional security threats and those unique threats that are posed by AI, such as adversarial attacks or even model tampering, internally and externally. And organizations, I think, with insufficient security measures for AI, like that 22% you see there, they may face immediate operational risk, long-term reputational damage, and regulatory issues. So it's a real need, I think, for that comprehensive AI security strategies that need to be in place to make sure all this happens properly. And our final section here is the section we're going to talk about next, which is the transformation, the influence of AI, how our cohort, how our respondents think about the transformative influence of AI on IT service management, how people think AI will change IT service management. And when it comes to how AI will impact IT service management practices, our respondents think that the most impact will be seen in incident management and knowledge management, followed closely by service request management. And as you can see there, 79% of our respondents said that most impacted will be seen in incident management directly. And, AI's ability to automate the initial diagnostics, resolve common incidents, analyze and respond to incidents based on patterns and historical data, all that has the potential to really absolutely transform incident management as it is right now. And alongside that, AI has the potential to really significantly improve knowledge management and request management through natural language processing, assisted service, automating the categorization and the routing of requests, and providing automated responses to common queries, ultimately reducing lifecycle times and improving the end user experience. We also asked our respondents, what percentage of ITSM processes do they think will be AI driven in the next 5 years? And this question really is about how quickly our respondents think that AI will become integrated into working practices. So you can see there, the biggest choice, 34% of our respondents think that between 41% and 80% of processes will be AI driven in the next 5 years. 11% think that between 61 and 80% of processes will be AI driven, and 6% think that between 81 and 100% will be AI driven. So that's quite a marked sort of difference across the lot there. There's a total of 51% who think that between 41% and 100% of ITSM processes will be AI driven in the next 5 years. Now that's quite a lot. That's quite a jump as well in how we operate in IT service management. The remaining 49% respondents there think that between 0 and 40% of processes will be AI driven within the next 5 years. So we see the expectations, they sort of vary widely amongst our respondents, reflecting potentially differences in organizational strategies, readiness, and organizational or industry specific needs, their own specific sort of context. Next, we wanted to know how people think AI will change the role of IT service management in the next 5 years. A total of 41% of our respondents think that AI will significantly change or revolutionize the role of IT service management in the next 5 years. Alongside that, 45% of our respondents think that AI will moderately change the role of ITSM, and a total of 40% think that AI will have a limited or minimal change on the role of IT service management. So this data suggests, again, a general belief that AI will change the role of IT service management. To what extent, however, is uncertain, as is the nature of this impact, whether it's a positive force or whether it's a negative force, depending on who you are, what you do in IT service management. Some respondents may be optimistic maybe about AI's potential to enhance operational efficiency, improve decision-making accuracy, and offer scalable solutions for managing IT services. They may also anticipate that AI will continue to reduce mundane tasks, those manual mundane tasks, allowing them to focus on more strategic initiatives. And conversely, some may be more apprehensive and see AI leading to job displacement, increasing the complexity of IT operations, and introducing ethical and privacy concerns, which means more complex compliance requirements to get this on board and to run it in an organization. And finally here, we asked about job security. It's one we always ask about. A total of 41% of our respondents, the 19% and the 22% you see there, are either not very concerned or not concerned at all, which I think is, again, relatively positive. It tends to be relatively positive when we ask this question, and have done over the last 5 years plus. However, you can see we don't understand how many of this 41% already work with AI in some capacity, which could account for that positive outcome. We also see there 36% of respondents, they're not so sure about AI, how it'll affect jobs, and a total of 23% are somewhat or very concerned. Good. Okay, now that's sort of all the data, and it's an awful lot to take in. It is really, and to turn that into story is very difficult. We'll cover off, I think, what we've learned in the next one. A lot of information to take in. So maybe a brief summary of what we've learned there. So we've learned that there's moderate AI knowledge in ITSM. There are still gaps, particularly in areas like compliance, risk, and integrating AI with existing infrastructure. It does tell us that more training is needed. Most professionals have only a basic to intermediate understanding of generative AI, which limits the potential impact on IT service management, while some teams have started using these tools regularly and have reported increased productivity as a result. Many organizations are still in the research or pilot stage of AI adoption. The most commonly used AI technologies so far are virtual assistants, knowledge management systems, and self-service tools. AI-specific governance frameworks are largely absent or under development, which is interesting, more in the report. And that indicates a need for structured guidance, interrogation or integration challenges with existing ITSM tools. That's also a challenge too. That was also noted in the report. The main drivers for adoption is cost. Yeah, cost reduction, scalability, leadership directions, but challenges like skill shortages, budget constraints, and security concerns are still holding back widespread adoption. But despite these challenges, AI is generally improving user experience. And looking forward, AI is expected to significantly impact incident, knowledge, service request, all those areas. And most predict up to 60% of ITSM processes will be AI-driven in the next 5 years. So that's sort of what we've learned from that. Again, there's more in the report. There's also, the final little bit, there's also a good awareness about AI risk and the general optimism, I think, about AI's role in enhancing service management in the future as well. So some very interesting data. For me, much of this comes down to how we reframe or redefine the role of service management. And from a service management sort of perspective, it's about how or acknowledging the shift in skills requirements, maybe towards advanced troubleshooting, emotional intelligence, problem solving, analytical thinking, design thinking, and moving from a reactive to a more strategic role, and integrating AI in ways that augment rather than replace humans. And I believe that the future of AI in ITSM is not just about replacing human tasks, but enhancing and working alongside humans. It's actually going to be more about how well organizations integrate both technology and their people, and how they continue to transform to enable both people and technology to work in harmony. So a lot of information there. Again, more in the report. And finally, a really messy slide. And I wanted it messy because I wanted people, hopefully, to take a screenshot, right? And just so they can use it if they want to. So this is about what you can do right now. In the report, it talks about a number of areas, typically business areas and leadership and strategy areas and stuff like that. But there is a section in the last bit which talks about you, the people who are listening right now, what you can do right now, with knowing all this is happening. So we know that things are changing. We know that things will continue to change. You need to be ready. You need to be ready for what's happening next. So here are 5 practical and proactive steps that every service management professional should consider taking right now. Right now. First on there, dedicate time to learning about AI technologies. So this can be through free online courses, webinars, workshops, newsletters that focus on the AI technology and its application in a business environment. So understanding the fundamentals of narrow AI generative AI, artificial general intelligence, machine learning, and data science. All that will equip you with the knowledge to work effectively with these technologies. Second one there, broaden your knowledge beyond traditional IT skills. Learn about areas such as coding, business analytics, and ethics in AI. The cross-discipline approach, this approach will not only enhance your adaptability, but also prepare you to take on new roles as demand for AI skills change, either in your organization or generally across the industry. Third one, enhance soft skills for AI collaboration. Work on enhancing soft skills such as communication, teamwork, adaptability. All these and more are crucial in an AI-enhanced workplace because AI will change how teams function. So being able to work effectively alongside AI systems and your human colleagues will become more important than ever. Fourth on there, experiment with AI tools and platform. Gain hands-on experience with AI tools and platforms. There are many software providers out there that offer free trials, sandbox environments where you can learn how AI tools operate without the need for full deployment. So getting familiar with that stuff, getting familiarity with these tools can make you a key asset in your organization's AI journey. You can talk the lingo. And the last one there, build a professional network in AI as well as ITSM. Great, LinkedIn, great networking sort of, solution. We know that. 9 times out of 10, people just reach out to people in ITSM or in their own industry. Look beyond that. Expand your professional network by connecting with experts in AI and ITSM. Attend industry conferences, participate in forums, join professional groups, because networking with peers and leaders in AI can provide insights into emerging trends and open up opportunities for collaboration and career advancement. And that messy slide, what's all that about? Well, you can see there some of the resources that I use. So top left, you can see some newsletters I follow. The Rundown AI and Rowan Chung on Twitter is really good. They're really good stuff. Regular, up to date. There's free training from the likes of Google, NVIDIA, Deep Learning, Coursera. Some really good stuff there. I'm doing brilliant. Replit is an AI-powered software development and deployment platform. It's incredible. I've been using it only for the last 2 weeks. It's absolutely incredible. And if you want to learn, what the environment will look like for an end user and for the people in IT, just start using it. Start using it. It's incredible. There are some YouTube channels in the bottom left there. Free Code Camp, that's pretty good. David Andre, he's pretty good too. There's a lot of really good information there. And bottom right, the models that I tend to use regularly, usual suspects there. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Pi is good. It's been built to be an emotional model. It's really, really good. Really, really good. But it's specific around, emotional sort of engagement. So no excuses. There's no excuses at all. I think the future is in your hands. We know there are gaps. So I think, it's over to you. It's over to you to get some of this stuff. If you're not already in it, some of this stuff, opened up and trying to understand what it all means. Good. All right. So that's it. That's it for today. Appreciate that's an awful lot of information. Sorry if I lost people there. There's an awful lot of data you'll be able to find the full analysis, actionable recommendations, a load more information in the report by using that QR code. Hope you really enjoy it. And just get out there and start, learning. Thank you. Thanks. And hopefully see you soon this Friday. Thank you.
SDI 24 MX, el evento líder en Latinoamérica de la industria de gestión de servicios de TI y Service Desk, fue traído a ti por SDI 24 MX, transformando la industria de TI.